Hello everyone! Today I want to tell you about one more major health benefit I noticed from using treatment protocol made by doctors of frontline COVID critical care lines. It's always disclaimers first. I'm not an anti-vaxxer, I'm also not a doctor. So please consult the doctor you trust before taking any medications and make your own decisions. I'm just going to talk about myself here. I experiment on myself not because I'm having fun with it, but because my doctors failed to help me and this is my only option really. So if you watch my previous videos, you probably know that protocol made the doctors of FLCCC helped me a lot to recover from my long COVID. The drugs from this protocol that helped me the most were fluvoxamine, and the name of the second drug I'm going to spell. I can't say it normally because I'm afraid that YouTube will delete my video again. It's IVERMECTIN. I'm going to call this drug I-word from now on. Anyway, I noticed that these drugs did much more for me than just help me with my long COVID. In the last 3 years or so, right after my relapse with depression, I noticed that I became incredibly prone to severe post-viral fatigue, not only after COVID, but after every single common cold I had, regardless of how mild it was. Most people have a cold for a week, then maybe feel sluggish for a couple of days, and then they go back to normal. But my annoying fatigue in those circumstances lasted for at least a month, usually several months. I was afraid of every sneeze because I knew that it will bring with itself a couple of months of really shitty quality of life. And I-word with fluvoxamine changed all of that. I take fluvoxamine every day, and I take I-word only when I have a cold for about 3 days. And now, after my common cold symptoms go away, I return to my usual energy levels. No post-viral fatigue at all. It's like a miracle or something. It happened in summer. I thought that maybe it was just a coincidence or a one-time thing, but a couple of weeks ago it happened again. I got a cold, took the I-word, and I had no post-viral fatigue at all. I know that the sample size of one person doesn't prove much, so I want to be really careful with my words here. I don't want to make any general statements. However, I heard in medical lectures that Dr. Mabin Said did that I-word can be helpful in preventing long COVID. And he's a medical doctor and he has the right to make these statements. And I'm afraid that because of how our current healthcare system is organized, it will be very unlikely for these off-patent, unprofitable drugs to be properly researched and implemented into official treatment protocols. Anyway, it's a fact that once again, treatment that I've read about on the internet helped me so much more than the actual doctors. Everything else is just my speculation. I'm not a doctor, so be careful. There's another big pharma story I came across recently. I want to mention it here briefly. John Abramson on Joe Rogan was talking about a drug called Vioxx. It's been proven in court that manufacturers of Vioxx knew about dangerous cardiovascular complications ahead of time and released this drug anyway. 40 to 60,000 of people died from these complications in the US only. They've been found guilty in court. No one went to jail, and after all the financial settlements, they seem to have made a profit anyway. It's absolutely insane. Similar thing happened in the case of Purdue Pharma and OxyContin. They were found guilty in court, 500,000 deaths. No one went to jail, and they are still fabulously wealthy. And of course, let's not forget that the current system turned the entire field of psychiatry into a complete over-medicalized joke. I already made a video where I share factual evidence that current psychiatric treatment protocols go against the existing science, thus prolonging the suffering of the patients. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a link to it in the description. I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record here, but I'll say it again. The system needs radical change. Right now, all I'm hearing is whether the prices should be negotiated or whether the cooperations and the conflicts of interest should be disclosed or not. None of that is anywhere near enough. I'm just gonna quote Taylor Swift here. Band-aids do not fix bullet holes. I think that pharma industry shouldn't be a business. It should be run publicly. And researchers should be generously financially rewarded for medical breakthroughs, regardless of how profitable their discovery is. It would incentivize innovation and attract top talent, and there would be more research and development money in such a system, not less. These private companies spend way more money on stock buybacks, bonuses for executives, and marketing than on research and development. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. If somebody knows a better way to fix current system, I'm all ears. I'm always willing to learn something new, to admit that I'm wrong, and to change my views on things. What I know for sure is that what we have right now is a deadly mess. It's been proven in court. It's not just my fantasy.